Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tea Time with Tanya. I'm Tanya. How you doing today? Today is Friday, the 7th of January, 2022, guys. Oh my gosh. First week of January, first week of 2022 is in the books, guys. It's in the books. We're here. Oh my goodness. Time is in hyperdrive. Let's start today off with a blessing, shall we? Dear universe, dear spirit guides, dear creator, give us a blessing for this Friday, the 7th day of January 2021. Oh, look, we get the sunlight blessing. Oh, look at this tree. The sunlight blessing. A ray of lights burst through the cloud of uncertainty and darkness. Hold on. Let me read that again. A ray of light bursts through the cloud of uncertainty and darkness transforms to light. A new day is born and the first buds of spring appear. You are blessed with the birth of something new. A new season in your life begins with this very special blessing. Namaste. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry I stumbled on that. But this is such a beautiful blessing for the beginning of the year, a new beginning. Let me read it again. Hopefully, I'll do better. Sunlight blessing. A ray of light bursts through the clouds of uncertainty and darkness transforms to light. A new day is born and the first buds of spring appear. You are blessed with the birth of something new. A new season of your life begins with this very special blessing. Namaste. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am so pleased to say I have 3 pages of questions to get through today. So this should be a good reading to tide us over through the weekend. Oh my goodness, guys. Things are moving in every possible direction. All the things last year that we were so concerned about justice finally coming, is finally starting to move. The answers that we have all been begging for people to face the consequences of their actions. The ball is finally rolling. And now we can ask these questions without fear, without trepidation. So I'm going to start this reading today off with the weather report because this weekend again is going to be a big, uh, it's going to be the beginning of a big weather week. So this weekend and into next week, over the weekend. So a lot of us for the last couple of days have had a little lull in the action. The snow has slowed down a little bit, started to melt off. Maybe it's gotten a little bit warmer where you are. Okay, don't lull yourself into a false sense of security. We are still in this winter storm uh, sequence, and that's the way I can put it. The weather coming down from the north from Canada is going to wash across the United States like a wave. Okay, a wave of cold weather, snow, um, rain. Again, guys, I see fires again this week. The week of the 8th of January, I don't know where, but I see wildfires sparking up. Probably somewhere here in the southeast, or I'm sorry, southwest, or in the Midwest, where it's been drier, possibly Texas. But I'm seeing another fire event. Okay, so be mindful of that. Guys, if you have not I've been preaching, put blankets and water in your car. And what happened? Virginia got shut down for 30 hours. People were stuck on a snowy, freezing highway for 30 hours. Stop what you're doing right now. Fill up a jug of water and grab an old blanket and go throw it into the trunk of your car and forget about it. Because then, if you ever need it, it will be there. Okay? Be prepared. Do not be scared and don't get caught with your pants down, literally. We can survive. We have survived everything that nature, that life has thrown at us to this point. Being prepared ensures our survival, guys, or it at least raises up the odds. Okay. Um, on the East Coast, uh, mm, there will be flooding. The water events, it's going to go back and forth from snow to rain. Okay. And it's just going to, the rivers are going to become engorged. They're already engorged. We have, the United States has had more snowfall this year than we've had over the last 10 years. Some places have had snowfalls that they, in a week, that they have not had over the course of 5 years. Okay, so this is a very serious weather event that that is going to continue happening um, throughout the world. But because we're in the United States, I'm going to talk about where we live, and I'm not please, for my European viewers, I am not crossing you off. If I get hits about your area, I will definitely speak on that. But right now, for the people who live in the Americas, we need to really be aware of shifting weather patterns. Like I said, this winter is going to be bipolar. It'll be warm one day and freezing the next. Some days you will have all four seasons in the course of one day, from sunshine to freezing in one day, with rain and snow and sleet and hail all mixed in. This winter is the winter that was foretold. This is a changing. Things are changing, and that's why we're in this event. Things that were uh, dead and barren will be brought back to life. Some things that were alive and full of life will become barren and bare. Okay? We're in a changing system. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Now, vcoolwater has a question about the weather, and he asks, will flooding on the East Coast be so bad that people will have to move to the Midwest? This is an excellent question. Now, as I had predicted last year, I think it was probably the beginning of last year, I had a vision where I saw the United States, the topography of the United States had changed drastically. In my vision, I saw the Missouri and the Mississippi River had combined to become almost an ocean or a sea or an inlet that literally separates uh, the East Coast from the West Coast. That there will be a body of water that completely separates the East Coast from the West Coast. This, I believe, will happen over many years, but I believe we are in the beginning of that. Um, as the storms keep coming in that pummel our coastal areas, destroying infrastructure, tearing down houses, returning to the sea. Okay, the sea level is rising, guys. 2022 will be marked around the world for sea level changes. We will lose islands to the sea. We will. Places that used to exist will be taken over by the sea. The more the ice caps melt, the higher the water gets, and these low-lying islands will be reclaimed by the sea. Parts of the United States, Florida, some parts in coastal Texas, Mississippi, coastal Alabama, some small towns there may become underwater. This is the reality of where we are. So yes, be cool water. Flooding on the East Coast can become so severe that people will have to move inland. That is already happening. And it's also happening in coastal states to where the flooding is just becoming so massive. The water, the land is waterlogged. These houses that have been flooded over and over and over again. And guys, what comes with water is mold. And at some point, the wood and everything will start to deteriorate. So, like I said, this winter is the winter that has been foretold. This is the winter. It is going to be long. It is going to be chaotic. But don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Make sure you have backup energy. Okay? Backup power. Buy a jackery. Make sure you have some candles in your house in case your electricity goes out. And then just make sure that you're thinking on your feet. Okay, guys? Gotta pause it real quick. Alrighty. Here we go. All right. So I hope that answered your question, Be Cool Water, because I've read on that before, and like I said, I've had a vision of literally of an ocean or a sea being in the middle of the United States, the topography changing that drastically. My next question is, with these weather events, with the amount of flooding, snow, and all this, at some point, will Washington, D.C. be relocated to another place in the future? Will Washington, D.C. ever be relocated to another area in the future because of topography and weather events? It's a good question because anything is possible. Here we go. Make sure my cards aren't upside down. And they are. Okay. Will Washington D.C. be replaced in the near future? In the future. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7. No, there's absolutely nothing here to say that Washington D.C. will uh, will be relocated. Okay, it's not on the coast. It's a little bit more inland, not like New York or New Jersey. What we get the cheerful giver. And this may be the answer, that it may be too expensive to try to relocate that, or um, it would not serve to move it. Uh, there's some interesting. There's a lot of interesting things about Washington D.C. The fact that it's laid out in a pentagram. There's a lot of interesting things about Washington, D.C. And I think one day I may do a deep dive on that just to see what the history is, and see if my guides can tell me what the spiritual uh, reverence or reference for Washington, D.C. is. But no, Washington, D.C. is not going to be relocated. So I'm not going to spend any long time on that. I have a lot of questions. My next question is from Ogechi O. And Ogechi, I'm so glad that you're still hanging out with us after all this time. Ogechi's question is, will Biden survive his second term? Or will Kamala secede and become president? Okay. So that's a very serious question. We're dealing with death, but we're dealing about a future event. This is in his second term. This question is dealing with. So I will go ahead and take that on since it's not. This is a future. And since death comes for all of us, it is not calling for a death. Okay. Will Joe Biden survive his second term as president? And I'm so glad, Ogechi, that you are so confident that he will be reelected. I have that confidence along with you. Here we go. Will Joe Biden survive his second term in office? Okay. All right, guys. Second card out, we get the Ace of Swords. So, and this is the crown, and this is a yes. So, yes, Biden will survive his second term. However, guys, this is a little interesting. Um, Let me read you what I got so far. First card out, we get the Knight of Cups. This is moving forward. This is the Knight of Cups. It's moving forward. This is diligence. This is a gift. And I think that's what Joe Biden is to us. After so much horribleness, we finally get a gift of after so much incompetence, we get a gift of confidence, competence, and confidence. We have somebody who does not need to put other people down to make himself look good. We have somebody who leads with his heart and not with a stone. Okay, somebody that does not throw rocks at other people. And then we got our answer: the yes, he will survive. However, below Joe Biden, we get the devil in reverse, and the devil in reverse is evil, fatality, weakness, pettiness, and blindness. And what I'm feeling with this card is what I think some of the other psychics mediums have been saying, this weakness that Joe may become weakened, not dead, but maybe weakened to the point where he may not be able to complete his mission. So, and then the last card, because the second part of that question was, will Kamilah succeed and become president? And the last card we have on that is the world, which is a yes card. So, um, Ogechi, I'm going to say yes. Joe Biden will survive, but he may become ill or infirm or unable to continue uh, the uh, the presidency, and Kamala will secede, will ascend, let's put it that way, to the presidency. Excellent question. Uh, the next question, this one is also from Ogechi. Will reparations ever be made to African Americans? And this is important, guys, because when we talk about reparations for African Americans who were stolen, who were taken from uh, parts of Africa, who were also taken from the Americas, because there were Native Americans that looked like me on this continent that became slaves, and they were the Moorish people. Okay, there's a lot of history that has been hidden in the United States. So this question is: will reparations ever be made to people of African descent or Black descent who were forced into slavery on on this continent? And this is important, guys. Now we know that the Japanese were interned. They were placed in internment camps. They were removed from their homes and locked up in during the when Pearl Harbor was born and was bombed, and at the beginning of World War II. All of those people received reparations. They got reparations for being locked up. Black people have not received anything. Black people were supposed to get 40 acres and a mule so that they could have a place to start their own land. None of that ever came to fruition. So this is important for everyone to know. And here's the question: will reparations ever be made to African and African indigenous people who were made slaves on this continent. Let me, guys, these cards were the exact same. Let me shuffle them again. I don't know how that even was possible, but if it happens a third time, I know it was the universe. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Will reparations ever be made to enslaved African and Moorish people who were enslaved on this continent? Here we go. Nope. Ogechi, absolutely not. Nope. Not at this time, at least. So it's not going to come through the Harris Biden administration that any type of reparation be made towards enslaved African and Moorish people. First card we have on this pull is the Five of Cups, the looking at what was lost. The second card, we get the Empress. This is fruitfulness, the initiative, pregnant with possibilities. However, the cards that follow kind of tell the story. The next card is the Queen of Swords, and I see swords as litigation. So this may be discussed, as it always is, but it is also one of those things that forever gets pushed to a back burner. It's not so important that we deal with righting the wrongs of what happened on this continent. And this is going to be a problem because the karma that America holds because of the slavery has to be overcome at some point. There has to be there has to be um it has to be made right. It must be made right or the karma will continue. The fourth card we get is the Four of Rods. Now, this is the Democratic Happy Family. So I'm going to say that there will be movement, there will be discussions, but there will not be anything that is going to actually change what is. The light will be shined upon it. It will be discussed, and there will be some people who are going to stand up and demand. And this is part of uh, this is going hand in hand with critical race theory. Part of the reason why the GOP and some people do not want critical race theory taught in school is because that would make it evident that reparations need to be made. But until we are out of this chaos, this chaotic thinking, and this prejudicial and supremacist um, mindset that this country is literally in, um, that's not gonna. It's not gonna change. But the discussions are being held. In the same discussions with reparations for African Americans, this is going to bring up the reparations for indigenous Native American people as well, because the same thing was done to the indigenous Native American people on this continent that was done to the Africans who were enslaved on that continent. They were forced off their land. They were murdered. They were moved to, placed onto barren areas that don't have enough water, don't have enough supplies to do what they need to do. Okay? America has treated the people who were here before white people very badly. There is a karmic debt that has to be repaid. And it has to be repaid to black and brown people. It does. This was stolen. This is their stolen valor. This is their stolen lives. This is their stolen bloodlines. Names lost. Um, just the injustices done. This is an excellent question, Ogechi. But, you know, here we go. We get the rods in reverse. Now, the Eight of Rods in reverse, I have to read this one because I am not sure what the Eight of Rods in reverse would be. Jealousy, internal disputes, and quarrels. Okay, so this is going to be the fighting in the Congress and the Senate on how to make reparations. And we're going to be dealing with bigots and people who do not think that slavery was such a big deal. Okay? And that's because they were not the ones that can't trace their family lineage. It's bad. But let's keep going. Okay? The question is no. No. Not anytime soon, Ogechi. My next question is, will 45 be alive in 2024? Future? So let's see. Will 45 still be on this planet in 2024? Will 45 still be on this plane of existence in 2024? Guys, either I am not shuffling these cards well at all, and this is just kind of messing with me here. Here we go. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. We can get different cards to come up to the top. Question, will 45 be alive in 24? Here we go. Oh my. Okay. We got a yes. We got a yes. He will still be alive in 2024. But okay. First card out, we get the Emperor. Okay, this is a powerful man. And we know that this is how he sees himself, okay? This is how 45 still views himself. He views himself as the emperor. He's still calling himself the president. He has that false power narrative. What is in front of him, guys, is jail. This is prison. But this, I mean, because none of us see him going to prison. I believe he may pass away in 24, but he will be alive in 24, okay? He will be alive for at least some part of 24, and he will be actively dealing with whether or not he is going to remain a free person or not. So this is saying that he is going to be embroiled in lawsuits, in court cases, in things that are just going to be to have him bent over backwards. Below him, he has the Queen of Wands. This is the dark, honest woman who loves money. This may be one of the judges that is coming forward because this is below him. So his fight, whatever he's going to be fighting with in 2024, is going to be dealing with a very powerful woman. He is going to want to walk away. He is going to want to just leave things behind him. Okay. And this could possibly be a card that is foretelling his leaving, that he is preparing his exit in 2024 here. Next card we get for him, we get the lovers, okay? The partnership, union, people working together. And since the question is, will he still be alive in 2024? I think what the tarot is showing us is how his what is going to be happening in his purview, and he's going to be trying to keep um, a relationship or something together to keep his partnership going. He's going to need support um, because at some point people are going to stop giving him money. They are going to see him for who he is and what he is. And once these congressmen start having to resign from their post or removed from Congress and the Senate, and the numbers change and the consciousness changes, he's going to be a very lonely man. Now, they're going to still be the extremists We will always have the extremists, but they will be drowning in their own propaganda. And that is foreshown with the next card, because here's the smoke and mirrors, the illusion, delusion, everything. Everything is fake. What we're going to be seeing come out of him is all going to just be illusory. He's going to be a very broken man trying to pretend that he is unfazed, but inside of him is the wounded child that is literally hiding with his face buried in the corner. It is going to be very rough for him. We get the crossroads that comes into this card too. Decisions that have to be made, changes in his life that are going to be significant. And the final card that we have for Will 45 Be Alive? We get the Chariot in reverse, which is riot, quarrel, dispute, litigation, and defeat. Okay? So, yeah, he will still be alive. For how long is unsure, but 2024 for 45 is going to be incredibly fraught with peril for him. My next question is from vcoolwater, and vcoolwater wants to know, will the power grid survive in the future for the USA, or will we be plunged into darkness? vcoolwater, true, 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 okay? The one thing that this is the one thing that Nikola Tesla was trying to give to the world. We already have the technology for there to be infinite power. Nobody would ever be cold or sitting in the dark for any reason. However, free stuff is not profitable. Therefore, the powers that be, or let's say the 1% that runs the world, refuses to let that technology come. I want you to think about this. The pyramids, these ginormous architectural, just incredible designs. There are no burn marks on the walls where torches would have been used to light up the interior of those pyramids. There are no torch marks. So that means that the ancient Egyptians could create light somehow. They wrote novels and hieroglyphs inside of those pyramids. Do you think they did that in pitch black darkness? No, no. The technology for electricity has been on this planet for eons. The ones that want to make profit off of everything, the ones that tax us even into death, are the ones that are keeping life affirming, giving electricity from us, because it does not cost anything. Okay, and Nikola Tesla figured out how to do that. And actually, one of Trump's ancestors, and I believe it was Trump's ancestor who stole Nikola Tesla's paperwork. And I think that is what Trump's family is sitting on. Maybe that's what he's trying to trade other countries for. Maybe that's where he's getting his power from. Okay, but that family has been nothing but thieves and grifters, bigots, bullies, their entire existence. Okay, I know I got off track there. Will the power grid survive in the future for the USA, or will we be plunged into darkness? Okay, here we go. Let's answer the question. First question out, we get the Ten of Cups. Happy family. Second card, we get the Two of Pentacles. Next, we get the Six of Swords and the Four of Cups. This is a yes or no question. Will the power grid survive in the future? And so far, guys, I ain't got no yeses here. I have no yeses. Let me keep going. No, no, nope, no. In fact, we actually even get the Death card, or we get the Ten of Swords coming to an end. So, no, it's not going to be stable because they are going to make money off of it. Controlling the power will become another way, because we pay for electricity. So somebody's making money off of that. And if they can control how, in California, oh my gosh, everybody that lives in California already understands this. Because if you live in California and you haven't gone out and bought a generator so that you don't have to throw away all your food every 2 weeks when the power grid goes down. Okay, this is control of over people's life into a disgusting level. What PG&E has done to California. Unless you have a generator, your life is uncertain, and that is exactly what having this unregulated power grid, privatizing everything, putting our livelihood in the hands of a private freaking entity. So the answer, uh, vcoolwater, is no, no. It's going to go in and out and in and out because it is going to be a way that the upper 1% can control literally the fate of us. That's why I preach to everybody. Go find yourself an alternative form of energy that you can plug in to your house so that you don't have to be dependent on the whims of big business, because that's what it comes down to. That's a lot of control for businesses to have. Okay, there's people in California that have, this whole time that it has been snowing and freezing and below temperatures, all the homeless people. And there are people, 500,000 people, who have not had electricity the entire beginning of 2022 in California. That is disgusting. And it is, nobody should have that kind of power over a whole population. If PG&E can't keep what they're supposed to do, they should not be in business. In fact, there should not be a private entity. I think that should be a government entity. Is uh, 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 Making sure that everyone has water and electricity. That should never be privatized. It should have never been privatized, because all that does is cause more death and chaos when the people who own those companies do bad things or don't do what they're supposed to. Okay, I know that was a little dark. My next question is from Cindy C. Cindy's question is, will the 12 tribes group be found responsible for the Marshall Fire in Colorado? This is an excellent question because literally, oh my gosh. And the neighborhood that burnt down, those great big old McMansions that burnt to the ground, they are looking for somebody to stick the blame on. So the question is, will the 12 tribes group be found responsible for the Marshall Fire? Will the 12 tribes group be found to be responsible for the Marshall Fire? Mm. All supposed to be outside, right side up. Here we go. Okay. And the short question is yes. Yes, Cindy. They are going to find the 12 tribes group responsible for the fire. They are going to go after them in a concerted effort, a coordinated effort. They are already drawing up the legal paperwork. So here's our answer. We get the Ace of Swords. That's a great big yes. Now, the 12 tribes group is going to fight, 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 fight. Basically make them prove that it was their shed fire that caused that inferno. Now remember, guys, those winds that went through there were over 100 miles an hour. That fire tore through and burnt to the ground, to the foundations, guys. That's how hot that fire was. Okay? So the 12 tribes are going to fight back against this. Yes, they had a fire on their property, but they're going to try to make them prove that it was their misfortune, their unfortunate fire that caused the whole Marshall Fire. The next card we get is the Nine of Cups. This is somebody taking stock in what they own, everything, all of their assets. This is 12 tribes trying to protect everything that they have left, protecting their assets against seizure. The next card we get again, we get the Sun. This is another great big oh yes. They are coming hard and fast at the 12 tribes. But then again, we get yeses and we get fighting off opposition. So the 12 tribes group is going to be charged with the Marshall Fire. Yes, they are. But they are going to fight to make them prove that it was actually their fault that happened. Um, that whole fire was strange. The whole fire was strange. And the fact that uh, the shed that was burning, someone had called the fire department. The fire department had responded, but did not put out the fire. All of this is going to come up. All of that is going to come up. Okay. Next question is from Dennis. Dennis would like to know what will happen to the 23 members who stormed um, Nancy Pelosi's first impeachment trial, the first impeachment. So he thinks that this whole thing has been swept under the rug and that nothing is going to happen. Now these people interrupted a procedure. Um, they did the same thing, like the coup that happened on the 6th. Guys, the GOP has had bad behavior a whole entire 4 years that 45 was in office. The GOP had been showing their behinds, acting horribly, acting unprofessional, acting like they are not stewards of the United States of America. What is going to happen to the 23 members who stormed Congress during the first impeachment? What is going to happen to these people? Here we go. Okay. First card out, we get the Page of Wands. Hear ye, hear ye. So it's been discussed. It's been talked about. We got our heralder. Second card out, though, we get the Hierophant in reverse. Um, the Hierophant in reverse, this is marriage allegiance. Um, in reverse, this is society, good understanding, and weakness. Okay, that's what's in front. The next page, we get the Page of Cups in reverse. And all of the next cards are in reverse, guys. The Page of Cups is in reverse is taste, inclination, seduction, and deception. So we've got fear and deception, trying to keep it under wraps. The next card we get is the Knight of Cups in reverse, which is trickery, swindling, and fraud. Guys, these cards are important. Um, it seems like just these first four cards is like Dennis seems to think that it's been swept under the rug. The next card we have, like I said, everything else coming out is all in reverse. So the next card we have is the Seven of Cups in reverse. And the Seven of Cups, the Illusion Delusion card in reverse, is desire, will, and determination. Now, this might be Nancy wanting things to be done. However, what I'm kind of feeling is just with the amount of things that they are going to have to deal with. Oh my gosh, all the things that they are going to have to deal with. There's so much stuff going on under the cover of darkness that we are not privy to. There's going to be a mass exodus of treasonous people from the Senate and Congress. Like I've said before, we're going to have a bunch of people die, and we are going to have a bunch of people resign. Okay? I called Devin Nunes leaving in 2020. It took 2 years to get him gone, but he's gone. And I called him leaving in 2020 when he was running back and forth, uh, giving all the information to the White House from Congress. So all of this stuff is 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 going to be worked out. Okay, the next card we have, again in reverse, we get the Nine of Cups, and they're all cups, guys. The Nine of Cups in reverse is imprisonment, doubt, suspicion, fear, and shame. Okay, and this shame could be on the heads of some of those 23 that stormed that meeting, that are already being called traitors, that are already being called seditionists. There's a lot of heavy talk that's going on in Congress, guys. A lot of these people are very, very upset with the names that they are being, with the adjectives that they are being described by. Okay, and they're all correct. But see, truth hurts. And this is one of the things that is going to, for some of those people who actually have some sort of conscience, who have some sort of pride at being an American, they are going to leave, in disgrace. They are going to leave in disgrace. Um, just like a couple of Supreme Court justices will leave in disgrace, will leave in disgrace. At some point, I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's gonna. Decency will prevail, but it won't be until we beat the devil over the head with all these rods that are coming out to get honesty and truth to be the word of the day, instead of living in the shadow of darkness and lies and deceit that we have been in for the last lot of years. A, a long time, since 1982, when Ronald Reagan did what he did to the United States. Guys, that's when we lost, when things started going the wrong way, is when we let rich people just do whatever they wanted to. And Ronald Reagan is the one who set all of that up. Okay. My next question is from Spirit Beyond the Stars. And Spirit Beyond the Stars would like to know how many national security agencies were involved with or aware of the situation on the insurrection. All of them were aware. 45 put his hand-picked people in every national security position. That's why everything is taking so long to rectify, because we have to undo all the damage that was done. The Capitol Police knew and chose not to prepare. The National Guard knew and chose not to prepare. Everyone, the FBI, the CIA, Homeland Security, all knew that was going to happen. Nancy Pelosi knew it was going to happen. Everybody in Congress knew there was going to be an insurrection that day and knew it was going to be violent. The only ones who lie about it are the GOP. All of them knew. Our government was taken over from the inside. From the inside. The insurrection was an inside job called on by the President of the United States, the then President of the United States. Everyone should be completely disgusted and outraged. But we're not. We're playing these little, oh, the big lie game and the oh this and the oh that. We play it down and play it down and play it down and don't put the seriousness on what actually happened. And it's still happening because nobody has made him shut up. Nobody has taken all of these criminals and thrown them behind bars. Because had any of this been done by anybody of color, they'd already be in jail. They'd be under the jail. If there were death penalties to be served, they'd already be dead. People need to understand this. Playtime is over. We are at the reckoning. And until we put our energy into the stuff that actually matters and stop the hemming and hawing and poo-pooing away bad behavior of rich people, we're going to remain in this cycle. We have to, as a people, take our power back. It's ours. It's ours. My next question is from Beautiful Girl. And Beautiful Girl would like to know, why do evil people like 45, Adolf, Himmler, people like that, why are they allowed to reincarnate? And Beautiful Girl, that is an excellent question. It's not a tarot card question, but that is a wonderful question because people need to know what reincarnation is and why we do it. Reincarnation is an opportunity for people to right their wrongs. That's what reincarnation is about. For you to learn lessons, for you to accomplish things, to right the things that you didn't get right in your past life. So, bad people reincarnate to try to give them the opportunity to change those things that they did in past lives so that they can incarnate out of this planet and into where they want to be. Okay? Bad things happen because we allow them to happen. Bad things happen because they are predestined to happen. Bad things happen because bad things happen. We may not be able to change the bad things that happen. We can change how we respond to what has happened. We can change how we prepare for the inevitabilities down the road. But we have to take responsibility for the things that we allow to happen on our watch, that happen around us. When we hear a lie and we do nothing to correct it, when we see an injustice and we do nothing, when we see somebody who is obviously in need of assistance and we keep on walking like we don't see them, This is the house of cards that we have built. If we want to dismantle all the bad crap that is happening in our world, then we have to build the world that we want to live in. I don't mean to be ranting at y'all today. I know it's Friday, but these are some really good questions, and some of them deserve a little bit more than just a flip of a card. There's explanations that need to be made. And my last question, beautiful girl again, and I'm so glad I'm ending. Well, actually, I'm not ending. This is the last one, and then I got one final question. A beautiful girl would like to know, what does soul work look like on the other side? On the other side, we do our work here so that when we transverse to the other side, we have rest, we have peace, we have worked on ourselves. Our mission is complete. When we leave this realm and we no longer incarnate here, our journey, it's time for us to receive our blessing and reward. That place that you have built in your psyche, in your imagine, that perfect place that you want to live in, that's what's waiting for you when you cross to the other side. The reality that you have built for yourself is that is your heaven. Okay? If you want to put it in those terms, the place that you have created by doing your good works, thinking your good thoughts, placing your spirit where it will be happy, where it can grow and thrive. You are building, creating your own heaven. And that's where you go to when your work on this plane is done. Okay? All right. Now, my last question, last question, personal question. This one is from Spirit Beyond the Stars. Spirit Beyond the Stars would like to know, will her daughter get another car soon? Let's send good healing energy to Spirit Beyond the Stars and her daughter and her daughter's family and the family who had the accident with her. She totaled her car on New Year's Eve. Everybody's okay. Question is, will the daughter get another vehicle soon? Will Spirit Beyond the Stars' daughter get a new vehicle to replace the one that she totaled? Oh, okay. Okay. Give me a second. I don't want to do anything too quick on this one because this is okay. Okay, oh, I'm so sorry. I hate to give bad news. I really do. But Spirit Beyond the Stars, um, your daughter is going to have to work hard to make some money to she's going to have to come up with money to replace this. I feel like the insurance is going to be kind of not on your side, okay? The second card we get is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Now this is the lost card. So this is kind of a ruin card. So this is not a happy go lucky card. The next card we get is the Four of Cups. This is the offer that one does not want. Take this cup from me. The next card, we get the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And this is discouragement, stagnation, idleness, and carelessness. Um, I don't want to reach, but I'm getting the idea that the accident might have been your daughter's fault. And this is going to play into everything. Like I said, the insurance company is not going to be on your side. It's going to cost a lot of money. um, it's very fortunate that no one died, but death in reverse means internal. This is sleep, lethargy, and petrification. Your daughter may be afraid of what is coming. I don't know if there's any other type of litigation that is going into this accident, uh, but be prepared in case there's litigation or possibly getting sued. Um, the next card is the Three of Wands inverted. The Three of Wands inverted is the end of troubles, adversity, disappointment, and toil. Okay, so the accident is over, and once everything is settled, it's settled. But it's getting to that point. And the last card we get for your daughter is the Queen of Cups in reverse. And in reverse, this is a good woman, but not trustworthy. This is vice, dishonor, and depravity. It's not. I'm not saying it has anything to do with your daughter. This is the final card, so this is troublesome. So um, right now, if your daughter does get a new car, it's going to be it's going to come out of mainly out of her hard work and finances. I don't see eh, I see problems with the insurance company. I see lots of problems with the insurance company. So it might behoove you to or in your daughter to invest in another type of transportation for the interim. And guys, that is my reading for this 7th day of January 2022. Okay, like I said, everything is moving now. The justice ball is rolling. We have to contend with this winter. Be prepared. Be prepared on all fronts. Take an extra second when you leave or we're traveling or anything to make sure that you have everything that you need. I feel this is going to be the next couple of days is going to be forgetful and loss. You might lose your keys or your glasses, misplacing things. Be aware. Just be thinking. And if you're somebody who loses important things, attach them to you some way. Make sure that you're very, very aware of the things that you need to keep a hold of because we're in a little time where things could disappear. You might lose important things. So just be very aware of what you're doing. Don't get too far out in front of yourself. Don't let your mind go faster than the rest of you. I love you. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you all on Monday. Bye bye.